So good evening, friends, humans, Bitcoiners, and the rest. How you are doing? I'm absolutely delighted being here again, sharing myself with the ones who want to hear and who want to share these little blurs to the world. I hope it will encourage others to get into the real game of Bitcoin taking over complete financial world by a storm. By a storm will last for a couple of years. Maybe went into a decade, but hopefully not too long. That all the old money will be gone. The old unhumane behavior as humans towards the money and being greedy and being judgmental and being very competitive in relationship with the money towards other humans will stop. We actually cease to exist because many of us are really non-competitive anymore. And you become non-competitive by being, let's say, sharing informations, sharing Bitcoins. Did you ever consider sending a gift to an unknown person? Just a small fraction of the Bitcoin, and by this intriguing them into opening their own, let's say, consciousness towards another way of receiving funds. So, go back to an opening title for today. It goes like this: The Legacy of Corporate Sociophaty. In my understanding, and I've been quite involved in a corporate world, so I know the feeling, being on the top, climbing to the top, falling off the grace, whatever, grace in the quote, of these corporate vultures, corporate slave runners, and hopefully very glad that I did not become one of them. So when you think about corporate agenda, what was the prime agenda of corporate Slavic behavior or corporate slave behavior? Is it control or profit? Is it secrecy of the data or the compartmentalization? To me, it's all of these four: control and profit and secrecy and putting people in a little compartments. Even the corporate structure is done in the compartments, in a little boxes. Then every box has its own little floor or part of the floor. Every floor has its own little boxes where all little divisions are placed in, and so on. And it goes to the point that where you creating your, let's say, programs or your work, or you putting them into corporate structure, down the line to the main box, okay, which is which days you work, from what time to what time, what are the tasks to be done, and so on. And it's kind of climbing up until you reach a top level of your own awareness. Then you do what with this? What you do when you reach a top level? You just continue repeating the same process on and on and on. You go back on the lowest level and you're climbing your little pyramid until you reach your top box in your pyramid. not even realizing that the top box in the pyramid is just like the lowest level on another pyramid which is just above you. Maybe realizing, but I'm just talking bluntly here, that many people don't even have a clue. First of all, why they're working in this kind of structure. So a company, the corporations, even the name, corp, the dead body that want to become a nation or that want to become alive. We allow it as a humans to be treated with these corporate or dead AI entities who are dead. They don't exist, but through the law that was actually pushed towards us humans by the same AI that is controlling us by the law. I'm not talking about universal law or God-given law, that all people are equal, that all people are the same worth. Your hour is same as my hour. Your idea of how you want to live is your idea. And it's absolutely the same as my idea how I want to live. So right away, if you go by natural laws, there's no competition. There is no profiteering. I cannot profiteer on my ideas because it would be against the natural law. So that's why we have these fake Roman law, admiralty law. They are telling us that we have to behave differently. That was God-given. And we are not in control of our hours, of our energy, of our way how we want to spend our time and life. Another one, secrecy. What secrecy brings into human? Judgment, fear, despair, feeling more powerful than others because you know something that your subordinates have no idea. Another one, which is kind of all linking together, is compartmentalization, putting people, their task, their energy into a little compartment. So almost like the old technique of the dark magician to enslave a person's mind is to compartmentalize it, to put it in fractions. So they're slicing your mind through trauma since birth, right away. Why many children are totally terrified of the hospital? Because they are terrified of the experience they had when they're born, and that's most of them are born in the hospital. So when they decide to come, or whatever, somebody else decides for them to come in the hospital, they produce a ton of negative energy. And some they can only hope and deal with this kind of environments like hospitals is to become a split personality. It doesn't have to be total schizophrenic, because whoever experienced any kind of these, let's say, new technologies, medicine, money, financials, and so on, there are multiple personality people. Because your core of humanity knows that this is all wrong. Your core, let's say, heart feeling is that you don't have to be worried about the money, about your shelter, about your food, about is it your air clean, is it your water clean. You don't have to be worried about secret meetings between your government and another government and what they're going to achieve with this, and why they just posing out an information that you have to just hear. There is a secret meeting and nobody knows what they talk about. President of this and president of that. Why are they actually even telling you if it's secretive? It's not because it's some very important things happening. No, because they want to produce in you a less worthiness, or that you are not worthy to know all the details. Meaning they're putting themselves above you right away. Same in the corporate world. It's a total schizophrenic environment. So, all this story, blockchain, Bitcoin, demolished, destroyed it, put it into dust. I'm reading some of the news on Coinbase portal for the Bitcoin news, blockchain news, Bitcoin technology news, and so on. First thing, Coinbase customer doubles down on legal actions against IRS. So, if you're aware what's happened with IRS, American Revenue Agency, absolutely illegal, decided to ask Coinbase for all the information last 3 years on people and their personal information, how much bitcoins they have and produced and have it stored there, so they can charge taxes on it. To me and a couple of brave lawyers and the Bitcoiners decided to raise the charges against IRS because it's just absolutely illegal, even illegal to this Roman law. They cannot do this. So this is one of the very interesting news. So corporations are really an old dinosaurs dying from disease called Bitcoin. Now they're trying to resolve some of their, let's say, food chain that start disappearing through control, through profit, through secrecy, through compartmentalization. I'm sorry, my English is not an English, so please forgive me. Another news. Wells Fargo. Then ICAP leads 18 million series for blockchain startup Axoni. These are the little things that these old, let's call it dinosaur banking institutions, financial institutions, trying to keep an eye on a free market. Market doesn't care for the control. It's not built on the control. It doesn't care for profit because it's sharing to everybody who is willing to ask. Everything is in the open. Every transaction is on the blockchain. Every single transaction. Big, small, important, non-important. They're all of the same importance. And there's no way that you can put, let's say, some of these blockchain events into a little compartment and hide it from others. Okay, another nice news. Swiss telecom giant joins Hyperledger blockchain project. Taiwanese blockchain consortium to enter new regulatory sandbox. Global banks pilot blockchain-based gold settlement platform. So, besides all of it, it just shows you how desperate they are. They're trying to catch the very last train towards humanity's freedom. They want to still find a way to control this. Even they want to make a controlled demolition. This will just be complete deletion of the old system. None of the old will be able to survive. They can modify, they can try to transform their old approaches by being very open what they've done wrong. So this is the first step. What they're doing right now is just saving or trying to save some of their old glory, their old profits, their old whatever position. It will not happen. They have to come clean in front of the people. All of them. Fargo, Swiss Bank, secrecy behind the gold-backed money, non-gold-backed money, and so on. So, expect miracles, my friends. This is what we really bringing with the Bitcoin, with the blockchain, with Ethereum. I wish you truly 2017 the most prosperous in self-discovery, the most prosperous in the Bitcoin mining, and the most of all, that you find where your heart is. Ciao.